We're on BBC One till 10 o'clock this morning. That Matt Tebbutt takes over in the Saturday Kitchen. What's happening today, Matt?
Good morning, guys. Well, we're honoured today because screenwriter, producer, director and co-founder of Comic Relief, Richard Curtis, is here. Good morning, Richard.
It's really nice to be here with a cup of tea and a promise of a huge amount of food before.
Absolutely. It was a late night for you?
It was
a lot going on last night for you.
It was a relatively late night, even though, of course, we couldn't have a party afterwards.
Yeah.
So it was more restrained than often, but
yeah,
it was very exciting and good night. We made a lot of money.
You did. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Now, listen, we'll talk properly about that later. For now, let's talk about food heaven and food hell.
Yeah.
What's your idea of food heaven?
I'm being nostalgic. My mum was very Australian, so lamb and, I mean, preferably frozen peas, but if the peas can't be frozen, I suppose normal peas will do. Yeah.
Okay, I'm a fan of a frozen pea. What about hell?
Uncooked meat. My mum used to burn it to a crisp.
Brilliant.
You know, broccoli, cauliflower.
Okay.
My dad used to push polenta on me with his Italian roots. I hope there's none of that.
Okay, you're best surprised. Two great chefs here as well. Sabrina, Ghayour, welcome back. Celebrating Persian New Year.
Yes, indeed. And I'm going to be making some crispy cod wraps with some za'atar polenta sweet
nice.
Sweet potato chips, but they are yummy.
Very nice. And making his debut, Saturday Kitchen debut, fresh-faced new boy,
Fresh face, yeah. Thanks a lot for having me, yeah. So today's first day of spring, so we're going to do a beautiful pork cheek with wild garlic and a white onion velouté.
Very nice, very nice. Ollie, how's you in your boating blazer? Don't forget, it's down to you guys at home to decide what Richard eats at the end of the show. Go to the website for voting details, and we'll see you at 10.
Good stuff. That's lovely, Matt. We'll see you a bit later. You need a bigger coffee there, mate. You've only got a little tiny.
I know. I'm trying to wean myself off. To be fair,
you just drink more of them, more small ones. That's what I do. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers, Matt. See you later. Definitely not. Yeah, that's good.
People on Twitter have suggested that I'm vaccinated out. Yes, exactly.
Elaine Page, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with the show.
It's reassuring to know a national treasure has been fully protected. That's it from us this morning. Breakfast back tomorrow from 6. Have a great weekend.
Have a good day.
Wales, stretch ahead.
In France, a defining day in the Six Nations. Starts today, live at 1:45.
Morning, Saturday. Matthew with you live on a big BBC One weekend. Six Nations rugby today, FA Cup, Top Gear and Line of Duty tomorrow. But there is only one way to start. Hello, Matt.
Good morning. Get set for 90 minutes of fun, food and celebration. This is Saturday Kitchen Live. Welcome to the show. In the kitchen with me today, a very familiar face and a newbie, one of our regulars, Sabrina Ghayour, and making his debut to make us all feel old, it's Tom Booton. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
And keeping us refreshed throughout the mornings, Olly Smith. Good morning, Al.
Hi, Matt. Hey.
Tom, you a little bit kind of nervous?
Feeling good? No, not too nervous yet. I'm sure later on I will, but...
Yeah. I'll ramp up the pressure, make you feel
Thank you.
Put you on edge. Our special guest today has had a very busy night because he's the co-founder of Comic Relief, which has raised over £1 billion. After yesterday's Red Nose Day, we think he's earned a bit of a treat, bit of a rest. Please welcome brilliant Richard Curtis. Good morning, Richard. How was it?
It's just so ironic me being on the show because the day of Red Nose Day is the day when I eat the worst food.
Yes, I can imagine.
Because crisps,
on the move,
toffee crisps, wine gums. But look, it went really well. I think we ended the night with 52 million.
Amazing.
It'll be more. We're so excited. The public is so kind of amazing.
I mean, and given, you know, what we're going through at the moment, that's a hell of a amount.
I know, but there's a strange thing where when times get tough, in a funny way, people get more compassionate because they're feeling it in their bones.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to help add to your total today with our own Saturday Kitchen prize, which you guys, I'll tell you about that a bit later on. Right, let's see what's on the menu today. Sabrina, what do you got for us?
Well, good morning. So I'm going to cook crispy cod wraps and I'm going to serve them with some za'atar sweet potato chips.
What do you got for us, newbie?
So, newbie, yeah. So today it's first day of spring, so we're going to do a beautiful braised pork cheek with white onions and wild garlic.
Tom be bringing his homework along.
I'm sure we'll get a lot more comments as well, yeah.
Do you like the sound of those dishes?
Oh, absolutely delicious. Yeah, I'm obsessed by wild garlic.
Perfect.
And when it actually comes out in Suffolk, when we're there, go around grabbing it and putting it in things,
How did you get on this week, kid?
Nobody knows what he's talking about.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just words that come out. Occasionally they make sense. Right, as you know, at the end of the show, Food Heaven, Food Hell, you've gone quite sort of nostalgic with your Food Heaven.
I have. Food Heaven. So my mum and dad were Australian. We used to have lamb chops 5 nights a week.
Right.
So lamb's my heaven, and then, you know, preferably frozen peas. But if you have to have normal fresh peas, I suppose I can live with it.
Frozen would be preferable.
Frozen would be better, yeah.
Okay.
With butter, and then, well, yeah, hell is...
And hell?
I mean, uncooked meat.
Okay.
My mum cooked it to a cinder.
Right.
Broccoli, cauliflower.
Okay.
Polenta, you never know what's coming, to be perfectly honest. You're much safer with a potato. It's like sort of savoury custard with grit in it.
Okay, excellent. Well, if your viewers give you heaven, it's going to be lamb, actually. Oh, I'm going to roast a rump of lamb before slicing and serving on top. Garlic, onion and potato rosti. We're then going to braise some peas, frozen peas, in stock, mint and butter. I'm going to finish it all off with parsley and dill creme fraiche. But if the viewers give you hell, the boat will be rocked with rare beef. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I'm going to roast a fillet of beef. So it's just cooked. I'm going to serve it with firm pan-fried Parmesan polenta and a spicy chili, garlic, rosemary and anchovy dressing. Obviously, you're going to have to
Anchovy?
Anchovy as well.
Oh, no.
Obviously, you're going to have to wait to the end of the show to find out which one the viewers vote for. However, one of our viewers sent me a text. This Okay, excellent. Well, if your viewers give you heaven, it's going to be lamb, actually. Oh. The boat will be rocked with rare beef. Oh, yes. However, one of our viewers sent me a text. This happens to be your lovely girlfriend, Emma Freud. Look at this. I've even had to up the font because my eyes are getting so bad. Please make sure Richard gets his food hell. I adore anchovies and he won't even try them or have them in the house. We can never share a steak because I love them super rare and he likes his cremated. If he was forced to eat some rare beef, he would obviously see that it's better than the charcoal he thinks he likes. Thank you for your support, Emma.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it'd be funnier to have the hell, but there we go.
Not that that's going to sway anyone. Just go along onto the website where you can vote for Richard's heaven. Sabrina, you're cooking first. Tom, you have to step out of the kitchen.
See you in a bit.
For social distancing reasons. We'll see you in a bit. Right, Sabrina. So this is like your take on fish and chips.
Well, I mean, I don't sort of think about it like that. It's, you know, spring is here.
But your stepchildren do.
My stepchildren, yeah. This got a thumbs up, which is a miracle because, not going to lie, most of the things I make, they don't like. Yeah. Ta-da! Honestly, I've got an actually really valid reason to not have people there this time, which is a shame, but, you know, Sylvie will sort of, I'll kind of live with it. But I think the most important day is the most important thing is to have a good time with the person you're getting married to, and everybody else can sit back and wait. Anyway, not about me and my wedding.
No, you're very lucky to have met the person you're marrying.
Yeah.
We've been watching this Australian show where they meet on the wedding day. And that seems a risky endeavour, so I'm glad that you are acquainted.
Yes, I vetted him in advance by actually meeting him. Yeah, so I've got some of that. She said she wants to meet him, so I think I said, you're going to be vetted, honey. So she'll have to give me a thumbs up. I have to make that happen before we get married. Right.
I'm suddenly so hungry.
Well,
I didn't expect it.
Good timing. Here we have it.
Right. Looks fantastic.
Right.
Remind us what it's called.
So we've got crispy cod wraps and sweet potato with...
That looks fab. Right, there you go. There's your breakfast.
Wow.
What wine have we got here, Ol?
Yeah, it is a spicy dish. So, you know, the one thing I would say is you two gentlemen are very carefully eating it. Pick it up with your hands, grab the wrap.
We're on telly, Sabrina.
Yeah.
I know,
Can't be doing that.
But at home, the wrap is really what will kind of break down that spice because that will work as its seasoning. So then it will be the perfect balance. But well done, Ollie. It's a fantastic wine. Thank you.
This is delicious. It's actually, the fish is lighter than a normal piece of fish.
It's crazy. And it's so easy.
How is that? You're not going to ask me any questions because I've got some very important eating to do.
I mean, it was on the agenda, but hey, let's move on for now. The lucky winner, along with a partner or a friend, will be able to invite 5 other sets of friends to join in. From years, as the party is virtual, you don't have to wash up for everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
The dinner party of dreams. I think you agree. Ollie, will you bring your ukulele along? Can we see you dance? Actually, Ollie, that'd be funny, I think.
Well, I kind of, old school.
What, you sway?
It's not you.
My favourite car. I saw it and I thought, wow, that car. Anyway, so, and also the singing confessional with the hot priest.
I know, wasn't that great?
Wasn't that? It was actually quite a moving moment. I'm not sure. I'm not sure as I get older I get more emotional. But
that was written by Conor McPherson, who's one of the greatest living playwrights. It's quite odd. It came up in a conversation with the producer. He said, "I love those 2 shows."
Yeah.
And then you can never go wrong with a bit of Boyzone. I'm sure Ollie's a massive Boyzone.
Absolutely. I mean, busting out the mood.
And what about you? Were there any sort of standout moments that you particularly sort of?
I was very touched. I worked on the Bridget Jones film, and we had all those people singing all by myself.
Yeah.
And there was a lovely moment when David Schwimmer from Friends was just filmed lying on a pavement in New York, being really desperate. There was we did a trailer for the movie of 2020. With Keira Knightley playing the woman who can't take it anymore, and actually filmed that with her in our kitchen.
Oh, really? Was that yours?
It took 41 seconds. And then just to have Daniel Craig and Catherine Tate doing that James Bond meets Nan thing. I mean, that was a real miracle. Daniel Craig has been so good for us over the years, and Catherine's just a miracle. So, I mean, that old mixture of some comedy that they definitely wouldn't do and that you never could afford, and then trying to tell some truths about where the money goes. Can I just say, about your prize, I mean, the ukulele thing slightly puts me off, but that's the only reason not to enter, because, text dinner, £5, that gets 50 quid's worth of food for a family, in this country who's hungry, and that's now 2 malaria nets, which saves a child's life. So it's the rash moment of just texting in dinner will really change someone else's life.
It's amazing when you break it down into those simple terms, what can be achieved from £5. So, in good times, and I'm always saying this, we all used to disappear to the pub and what have you. It costs you £5 to get a pint these days.
Yeah.
And so and to see how that would change somebody's life.
I know, and it's the kind of magic of the directors that, often it's really hard to actually help the people you love, but this goes into a system with a project that actually is organised to get the food out, to get the nets, all of those sort of things. You can be positive the money will make.
The money's going straight there. The other thing that stood out for me, I mean, the challenges are always a central part to comedy. I mean, swimming the Thames, climbing Kilimanjaro. Yeah. But this year, I mean, Billy Munger, what an incredible man he is. I mean, I watched the documentary. Wow, if nobody's seen that, you can get it on the iPlayer. But what a bloke. I couldn't believe it. And he raised over 2 million quid.
Yeah, I mean, so moving. And it's so lovely for me, because it's been going a long time. And then you see someone, who was born well into Red-Nosed Day 9, doing something so passionate, understanding about it. And he's just so delightful and charming and brave. And people have, people have done absurdly big things. But for him, travelling the 140 miles was the toughest thing he's done since this terrible accident that he had. And he just kept up such high spirits, and it nearly broke him. And he did it for the cause, because he's worried about people's mental health. He's worried about people not fitting in society.
I mean, I think the general public always like to see a celebrity struggling. I think that's part of the kind of the appeal of it. But for that guy to do that, everyone was behind it. Yeah. It was really something, and it was, like you said, it was bigger for him than getting back into a racing car after that tragic accident.
No, I mean, you're right. Everybody should watch that. And, you know, we've got a brilliant younger generation at the moment. They are worrying so much about, you know, gender equality and racial justice and climate. And I'm feeling hopeful. You know, people are often pessimistic.
Yeah.
I think this next generation's going to do things better than us in a more intelligent and coherent way. And Billy Munger is really just a wonderful, wonderful young man.
Absolutely. And I mean, how do you go about sort of bettering every year? Because I mean, it's an enormous pressure on you, I think. Because yes, you created this many years ago, and yet you have to maintain this. And now there's an awful lot of pressure, I suspect, on you because there's an awful lot of people who rely on it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the projects we have consistently supported for many years, and I still feel, you know, the sort of simultaneity of suffering that lots of people go through. But if you do something annually and you can have anything, new things come up. Yeah. That's like the Fleabag Normal People, and there's a new Bond film, and Billy Munger's a new person. So, you know, in a way, it refreshes itself.
OK. OK. And have you always had sort of great success with getting hold of people to help you along?
Yeah. I mean, Hugh Grant sometimes doesn't answer my emails. come February.
Does he suddenly go very quiet?
Yeah, like some of my friends, they block the emails the moment Red Nose Day approaches. But on the whole, people are so happy to help. I mean, did you see the 5 people who trained and sung Nessun Dorma?
Yes.
That was just extraordinary. They were so emotional.
Yeah.
So what you try and do, and what I hope people do at home, is have fun doing this thing. Yeah. So it's not a burden. You set people things that they've always wanted to do. Caroline Quentin's always wanted to learn to
and you
sing
offer them
Puccini.
the opportunity.
Yeah, offer them the opportunity to
money.
do something to raise money as well.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it fantastically. Let's have a recap of this. We haven't seen it.
And she cancelled Christmas. She said to us, let's just give all the money that we would have spent on the food and on the presents. And that really made a profound effect on me. It's quite interesting, you know, how the behaviour of individuals changes you. So Bob Geldof watching Michael Burke's report made me watch Live Aid, which started Comic Relief, you know. And my mum, in fact, we loved that Christmas because we got to eat, you know, beans on toast and watch Christmas Top of the Pops, which always used to come during the dinner. So I used to hate Christmas dinner because I was missing mud.
And how old were you at the time?
I was about 9.
OK.
Yeah.
And that really resonated?
It really just left a mark, and you just think there's got to be a little bit more fairness, a little bit more justice.
Right.
A little bit more food for everyone.
Thank God you did it.
Plenty
such a wonderful thing for me.
Which is quite funny, my mum. She never gave any money to Comic Relief. No, she just bought a lot of T-shirts.
OK.
Yeah, she said, I want something back. I want something back. So if anyone wants to go on the website now and buy a T-shirt like my mum, they're extremely welcome to. There's still some there.
It's quite remarkable, that moment as a 9-year-old that then springs into comics who are on TV doing a stage show, and then Comic Relief all these years later. So many comedians. It's an incredible thought.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, I think that's the thing. People often think you have to do things in the public arena, but the example we set as parents, the things that you do could easily actually turn out to be the most important thing, you know. I remember once when I was extremely unhappy about some indulgent thing, and my dad just said one thing into me in the car, pointing out that he was an immigrant in Australia at the age of 17, cleaning toilets in order to pay for himself to go through university.
All right, OK.
And I never complained about that problem again. You know, it gave me a sense of perspective.
Yeah. Right. There you are.
Yes.
So what will I be making for Richard at the end of the show? Will it be his food heaven? It's looking
gorgeous.
Good. You see, you think you've got plain taste, but I don't think you do.
No, it really is amazing.
Richard said, somebody asked him once, he said, could you name five of your favourite restaurants? He said, well, I could give you 5 branches of Pizza Express. Time for a bit of nostalgia now as Keith Floyd continues his American road trip.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot for having me first.
Pleasure, pleasure. Lovely.
So today we're going to be doing a really simple pork cheek, braised pork cheek, with white onion soup, some English soda bread, and then some wild garlic as well, which was picked from Battersea Park. So it's beautiful.
I'm well washed.
And well washed. Well washed, always well washed.
There as well.
Okay, so first off, we're just going to get the pork cheeks into a nice hot pan.
Was there much of it in Battersea Park, by the way?
Yeah, there was quite a lot, actually, to be honest. Yeah, it's coming up quick. Everyone needs to get out.
I used to work in Soho, and they used to grow in Soho Square.
Really? Amazing, yeah. I think you were saying before, Richard, no, it's grown in Suffolk too. So that's good as well, yeah. So great. So we've got the pork cheeks cooking. So what we'll
travelled around the world, a lot of places cooking. You are, I believe, the youngest head chef the Dorchester Grill's ever had.
I think that's what they tell me, yeah. I hear that quite a lot.
Traditional kind of hotel, you know, big white chef talk.
Yeah. Well, it's different when you see an Essex lad from Colchester.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, I would never have put you in the Dorchester Grill. So how did that journey start?
Well, to be honest, my career started when I was around 15, when we did work experience. Sorry, just opened the oven.
Yeah.
So at school, when you do work experience, I got sent to a restaurant in Suffolk called the Toll Booth, so it's not too far away from where Richard lives. And then I ended up staying there for 4 years. And then I moved to London, and I did a year in team, which I believe you did as well. So that was I had a cracking time.
I went skiing, Tom. I didn't work there.
Yeah, no.
I drank and I skied.
Yeah, I drank and... Well, I pretended to work, but I didn't.
Right. Do you speak French?
No, of course not. No. A little bit. A kitchen, a little bit, but not too much. So basically, the pork cheeks have gone in the oven. Sorry?
All the kitchen swearing.
Well, no swearing in the kitchen. So basically, the pork cheeks have gone in, and when they come out, if you can just see that, they're beautiful and golden. Do you know what I mean? They've got that. So now we want to reduce it, and then we're going to start
French cuisine.
Well, I suppose they are. Yeah, for places where I've worked and who I've worked with, we always kind of go back. I'm sure same as your career when you started as well.
It's funny the memories you can reach for when you're doing something. You go, I remember doing this, you know, umpteen years ago. You can still kind of pinpoint that.
Well, I think the food, what like kind of people like me and the younger generation do today, is completely the same to what.
Yeah.
Like, not that you're old, but when you guys.
I'm feeling it right now. To be honest.
No, I'm old. This is what old looks like. He's a spring chicken.
But it's still the same. It's just plated a bit differently, to be honest.
Yeah.
So with what I want to talk about is with the onion soup. So always
hang on, so this is your TV debut, and you just decided just
she's gonna kill me. Yeah, definitely. So basically, these have been cooking down for about 15 minutes now.
You were the head chef for Alan Williams. We've had on the show, lovely fella.
Yeah, lovely.
With the added bonus that he looked like Bob Hoskins.
I'm sure he won't like that. But yeah, Alan's like my chef dad. I owe him a lot. You know, I worked with him in 2012, and then he invited me back in 2017 to be his head chef, and obviously we had a star then, so I was only 25, so obviously way too young. So people who think I'm young now, I was definitely younger 4 years ago. So yeah, but it was great, and I owe him a lot, to be honest. I wouldn't be where I am without him.
Right.
So basically, because I haven't got enough time, first time on live TV, that's the soup there, ready to blitz, but we're not going to blitz it. So
because you're new, I was scrolling through Instagram.
Stalking me.
You've got a stunning set of pictures on Instagram, all the sort of typical dishes that you do at the Dorch. Can we have a look at these? So to that sort of that quality, so that level, is on a set menu for 27 quid. I mean, I think that's brilliant.
But I think it's great. Yeah.
Can we have a look at a couple of others?
No. I wanted to kind of not that it's just me, but I wanted to kind of change people's opinion and make a new modern day grill, you know.
Ollie, should we put that on our list?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Well, the wine list is incredible, and the wine vault.
Every time I ever went there, I was in awe. You know, it's absolutely beautiful.
Right.
And it's really good. And then obviously the big news we've just had this week is with the pop-up. So the pop-up is going to be really cool. So literally, it only went live last night.
And this is on the roof of the hotel?
So, yeah, the idea was we always went up to the roof of the hotel, and there's a beautiful terrace up there, you know, and we thought we have to use this somehow. So the idea is from the 12th of April until the 25th of April, I'll be holding a pop-up up there, which is like free for everyone to come. It's going to be a lot more kind of relaxed food than the food we already do.
When you say it's free for everyone to come,
well, not free, but yeah, but it's for everyone.
Oh, this is massive. This is massive news.
I might be able to sort you guys out, but not the nation. So yeah, so it's going to be really cool. We're just going to do nice sharing plates, kind of take it back a little bit. Beautiful sharing plates, live music during the day, DJs during the night.
Sounds like a world away.
Yeah, so it's going to be completely different to what people think of what we would do inside the hotel. But I'm really looking forward to that. To be honest, me and the team, we can't wait to get back in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean? I've got such an amazing team, young team as well, you know, which is super important.
Because you just got your teeth into it, didn't you? And then all this happened.
Well, we reopened in November 2019, you know, so we were only open for 5 months. We had a great time. Giles Corrin gave us 9 out of 10 in the Times. It was amazing, you know, we were really flying. And then just to be hit with a pandemic, but obviously we understand. But So yeah, the team can't wait to get back. You know, I've got such an amazing front of house, back of house, and the team at the hotel. They just really respect us and like really want to push us forward.
The other thing was interesting that you were saying earlier was the fact that you teach your young guys all about kind of kitchen management and the cost of things and how to run it as a business, which is something, you know, back in the my old dark days, that wasn't a thing.
People didn't do. Yeah, well, I agree. I was never really taught about money and we never really looked at it. But at the end of the day, we're a business, you know what I mean? We're a restaurant, we're hospitality, we love looking after people. That's what my passion is, you know, looking after people.
But it goes hand in hand, right?
It goes hand in hand. If I don't make enough money, I won't have a job.
Yes, exactly.
So we've got to kind of go with that. So here we've got the pork cheeks. So you've got beautiful, first day of springs, you've got braised pork cheeks, white onion soup, wild garlic, and an English soda bread.
Well done.
Perfect, thank you.
Right. Yeah. Okay. There you go, Richard.
Oh, that looks
Taste
amazing.
that. Right, Ollie, what do we got?
What a dish, bravo.
Really nice.
You're into your wine?
Yeah, I'm really into my wine, actually. Really trying to grow on it. But to be honest, it's a lot nicer now. It's a lot more chilled. When we tried it in rehearsal, it was a bit more warmer and it was very funky at the end. Now it's kind of leveled it out a little bit.
And you asked your sommelier, didn't you, as to
Yeah.
Chris, are you happy, or does he think
super
Ollie's
happy,
a fraud?
yeah. Super happy. No, not a fraud. No, not a fraud. No.
I'm glad to hear it. It's official.
This is cracking, absolutely cracking.
Incredible. It's
Isn't it good?
so unusual. It's the second time there's been a kind of soupy, meaty thing. Is this something that's coming up, where you, instead of meat just being a sort of dry thing on the side of the plate, you introduce... It's almost like, it's not a stew, but it's...
Yeah, well, it's the basis of a stew, isn't it?
the basis of a stew.
The thing is, pork cheeks are so accessible, like, and people, because we don't see them in supermarkets, but butchers have them all the time, and they're very cheap as well, you know, compared to your big kind of primal cuts.
Yeah, this is absolutely delicious.
Unbelievable. The meat is so soft.
Right, let's catch up with Sam and Shauna now. To find out whether Richard is facing his food heaven, this lamb, or food hell, this beef, rare roast beef. Where do you think we've gone?
Well, I'm assuming it's hell because if everyone
because
like
your
me...
girlfriend put a massive
if everyone
shout-out.
like me just does what Emma says.
It was a very big turnout. Turns out you're very popular. 56% of people want you to have lamb.
Oh, I'm so...
So sorry about that, Emma.
Oh, good.
Right. So here we got rump of lamb. I'm going to get that in the pan straight away. Do you want it?
No, like it very well done. And by the way, I'm happy to give the broccoli to charity if anybody would like to bid for that broccoli.
That's very sweet of you. Never off, are you? Right. So Tom, you're going to do the herb creme fraiche.
Yes.
Which is going on the top.
Lovely.
And then we're going to finish the lamb with a little bit of Madeira. I always do this. A little bit of Madeira, a bit of smashed garlic clove, a little bit of... It's going to make a little sort of pan sauce. Right, Rosti, let's get...
Love garlic, yeah.
So we're going to put that together in this. That's pretty much it, really. And peas. Frozen peas. You're right about frozen peas. They're great. Fresh peas are always... Unless you get them super fresh, they're really starchy.
Yes.
Starchy and not pleasant.
I always say they wait for the peas to come into season to then use frozen.
Exactly. I think, Roly Lee said that very famously once, and he's absolutely true. I mean, I went to see a pea harvest once, at the risk of boring you all senseless with my pea chat. I went to see a pea harvest once, and they've got this piece of kit. I think it was about £5 million, and it works like 24 hours a day. And then they sell it at the end of the season. But they get the peas from the ground, or from the plants, obviously, into the factory within, I can't remember, like half an hour or something ridiculous.
Wow.
Because the vitamins die.
Because as soon as they're picked, it all kind of dissipates. So.
And then they freeze them.
Then they freeze them.
Yeah. Okay.
So blast freeze them super quick, and which is why they're always sort of full of goodness, and they're tasty and they're not starchy at all.
Just so I can watch that, although I have discovered it's now apparently on YouTube. Are we allowed to ask, are there any rumours? Are there any cunning plans? Is it coming back? Can we raise it?
Look, as long as Rowan's alive, which won't be for much longer, let alone Tony Robinson celebrating his 100th birthday, I imagine, this year, in some shape or form for a few minutes, I'm still hopeful for something. But we won't do a full show or anything like that.
And were they always fun to work on those? Because we were speaking about this earlier. No. They're pretty timeless. I mean, those first ones, I remember as a kid, I think it was on 9:30, BBC One, and I wasn't really allowed to stay up and watch it, because it came out in 83.
Yeah.
But I mean, I show my kids now, they absolutely love it.
Well, the great thing is, of course, it being historical, it can't date because it was dated already.
Yeah.
But, God, it was a long time ago. When Blackadder was on, there were no viewing figures. And so when the show was on, I didn't watch it. I would walk down the street and look in people's windows to see what percentage were watching us and what percentage were watching ITV.
Is that right?
That was market research.
I'm probably more reliable. Right, so...
Sneak in an anchovy fillet into the pan when you finish off the lamb and cook it slightly more pink than you like. I know, she's probably sitting there going, how can I call this video and
she's
say
very
yes?
fond of you. And I can see why now.
Girls got to stick together.
Because you did learn a lot of information through the comedy. Was that an intention?
We didn't do much research. Before each series, we'd buy the Ladybird book of Elizabethan England. Just to remind ourselves, oh yeah, there was a plague. And they chopped off a lot of people's heads, and then we started from there. So I hope they're not used very authoritative.
I've used it my whole life. Yeah. But so thanks for bursting that bubble. OK, so your family. Did that change the way you looked at food? Do you have any sort of favourites because of how
Oh, look, I really think that has an effect on you. So I lived in the Philippines between 3 and 7. I'm obsessed by rice. If I could only take one thing to a desert island, it would be rice.
Oh, really?
And mangoes.
Right.
Those were a thing called calamansi. I think you love what you get when you're a kid. Absolutely. And then we went to Sweden. I didn't get much from there, too much herring.
But maybe your love of dill.
Yeah, the love of dill, actually, that's true. The love of dill and new potatoes. By the way, I'm very impressed, Matt, at you. I'm now thinking that people like Jonathan Ross don't work hard enough, because while they're interviewing, they should be doing something useful.
Juggling, or something.
Yeah, something else. The people on the news should be meanwhile.
Do you know what? His sister-in-law is agreeing.
I'll never be able to manage your ego now.
Right, but a mint there, OK. And you popped up, I was watching...
You've thrown him off, you've complimented him, and now he's, like, completely lost them.
No, I'm flustered. I don't do compliments well. But I was watching the Ron Howard Beatles doc the other day, and you popped up in that. You're a big Beatles fan.
Obsessive Beatles fan, yeah.
Obviously, you made Yesterday.
Honestly, I can't sort of imagine. I wonder whether the reason I do comic relief is because Paul McCartney wrote "And I Love Her." You know, just that sense of love and optimism in their work. Yeah.
And you've always been a fan.
Always been a fan. Yeah. On my 50th birthday, I got 10 friends round. They picked their top 20 Beatles songs. We gave them 20 points for number 1, 1 point for number 20, put them through a computer, played down the top 40 during the course of a 5-hour epic evening. Yeah. So no, I've always loved them.
Have you got a favourite Beatle, Richard?
Favourite Beatle? No, that would be like saying if I got a favourite child. No, Hard Day's Night's my favourite album, I think. Yeah. And it's so nice, by the way, always, whenever you meet anyone in another pop group, they can never be your favourite band, because the Beatles will always be the favourite band, so you're not going to hurt anyone's feelings.
It was my first dance, my wedding song, Here, There and Everywhere.
Oh,
love that.
That came first. That came first in our top 40 on the 50th birthday.
It's a great song. Love that. Right.
This is amazing. I'm in heaven here.
Good, that's the idea.
Thank you very much to the British public. Their kindness and compassion
knows no bounds.
Yeah.
More today so than even yesterday.
OK.
Good cooks make everything taste
well, you're in great
fabulous,
hands.
even though I'm still sceptical about an oyster, I have to say.
Right. Okay, there you go. Ollie, what have we got to go with this? Beautiful place, isn't it? Just stunning. This wine this is delicious. How is that, Richard? Is it all right?
It's amazing. I regret the 30 years of only having mint sauce from a jar with the lamb. This is so gorgeous.
We'll pack you off with some anchovies to keep Emma happy as well. And that's all for us today on Saturday Kitchen Live. A big thanks to Tom, Sabrina, Ollie, and of course Richard. All the recipes from the studio are on the website bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen, where you can also find all the details of how to enter our special Saturday Kitchen prize draw. Entries close tonight at 11 o'clock, so guys, go and do it. I've got more Best Bites for you tomorrow at 10 a.m. on BBC Two, and I'll be back here live next week with Anna Hoare, Omar Aliboy, and Ricky Wilson. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.